Democrats have long been seen as the champions of the middle class, the party you could trust on the economy. But what if I told you that advantage has now vanished? CNN senior data reporter Harry Enten reveals a stunning shift in voter confidence. Historically, Democrats held a huge lead when it came to being the party of the middle class. Back in '89, they had a 23-point advantage. Even in 2016, it was 17 points. But fast forward to today, and that lead has been completely erased. It's now a tie. This is a major problem for Democrats. The Republicans, under Donald Trump, have effectively seized that mantle. Even with economic uncertainties, recession fears, and unpopular tariff policies, voters continue to give Republicans the edge on managing the economy. And Enten marveled at the data. How is it possible after all the recession fears? After the stock market's been doing all of this, after all the tariffs that Americans are against, and Republicans still hold an 8-point lead on the economy? Are you kidding me? This isn't just one poll either. Similar findings from Reuters, Ipsos echo the same sentiment. Republican confidence on the economy is rising. This data speaks volumes about the crucial challenge facing Democrats. A historical advantage, once a bedrock of their political identity, has slipped away, leaving them in a fight for economic credibility. The question now becomes, how do they win back the trust of the middle class? The White House just fired its first shot in the battle for federal spending, sending a request to Congress that could mean big cuts to your favorite public programs. After much anticipation, the White House has formally asked Congress to approve $9.4 billion in spending cuts. This package, known as repercussions, aims to claw back government funding that was already appropriated. It's a strategic move to legalize these cuts and avoid potential legal challenges. Among the key targets, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which helps fund NPR and PBS, and the United States Agency for International Development. While a significant sum, this $9.4 billion is just a fraction of the over $1 trillion in cuts the administration has promised. The delay in getting this first request to Capitol Hill highlights the huge challenge ahead, even with a Republican-led Congress. Speaker Mike Johnson has vowed the House will act quickly, aiming to push the package through next week. He sees it as a vital step towards fiscal sanity. But don't expect a smooth ride. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has already signaled strong and unified Democratic opposition, predicting the package will struggle to pass the House and then be dead on arrival in the Senate. This isn't the first time an administration has tried this maneuver. A similar attempt in the past to cancel $15 billion in unspent funds was rejected by the Senate. The stage is set for a major political showdown over federal dollars. The price of everything from your car to your canned food is about to get a shock. Why? Because the US just doubled tariffs on imported steel and aluminum. As of Wednesday, the tariffs on steel and aluminum imports shot up to a hopping 50%. This is the latest move in President Trump's trade war, a deeply symbolic step for his political base and the struggling American steel industry. But while domestic steelmakers are cheering, the impact on everyday Americans could be significant. Experts warn that higher prices on cars, appliances, and even groceries are almost inevitable. And here's the kicker. While these tariffs might protect some steel jobs, they could jeopardize far more in industries that use these metals, like car manufacturing and can production. The administration argues these tariffs are crucial for national security, saying domestic steel and aluminum production is vital for defense. However, critics, including former Obama administration officials, argue that for every steel job saved, Massachusetts NY more jobs in other sectors could be lost. Remember the previous tariffs in 2018? They cost automakers billions. And while prices for steel have already jumped since the last tariff increase, it's unclear if this latest move will genuinely boost US production, especially for materials like tin mill steel, which is overwhelmingly imported for things like food cans. This isn't just about trade, it's a high-stakes gamble. The question remains, will these tariffs truly revive American manufacturing, or will they simply raise costs for consumers and disrupt the very industries they aim to protect? Only time will tell the true impact of this escalating trade war. For the third time since 2022, Ukraine has hit the vital supply route connecting Russia to occupied Crimea. On Tuesday, Ukraine's security service, the SBU, revealed a months-long operation. They planted a staggering 1,100 kilograms of explosives underwater, targeting the bridge's pillars. At 4:44 a.m., the first detonation rocked the structure, causing what Ukraine calls severe damage. This isn't just about disrupting logistics, though Russia relies on this bridge to supply its troops. It's about a symbolic blow to Putin, who personally opened this $3.7 billion project in 2018 after annexing Crimea. The SBU isn't shying away. Their head, Vasyl Malyuk, stated they've now struck the bridge thrice, emphasizing it's a completely legitimate target. This comes just days after the SBU launched an audacious drone attack on Russia's nuclear-capable bombers, inflicting an estimated $7 billion in damage. From underwater detonations to drone strikes thousands of miles away, Ukraine continues to demonstrate its reach and resolve, proving there are tangible costs to this war. The very medicine that keeps millions of Americans healthy, from antibiotics to pain relievers, holds a shocking secret. A vast majority of its core ingredients come from one place: China. Amoxicillin, a common antibiotic, has only one U.S. manufacturer, yet China controls 80% of its raw materials. This isn't an isolated case. Hydrocortisone, ibuprofen, acetaminophen, these everyday drugs are also heavily reliant on Chinese imports. With President Donald Trump threatening new tariffs on pharmaceuticals, this alarming dependence is now center stage. Experts warn that Beijing could weaponize this supply chain dominance, turning vital medicines into a political tool. Imagine a catastrophic interruption, as one industry CEO put it, especially during a health crisis. While China hasn't officially threatened to cut off supplies, this leverage alone can influence policy, creating a choke point that jeopardizes American security. The pursuit of lower costs has, for decades, pushed drug production overseas, with China becoming the world's factory for critical chemical compounds needed to make active pharmaceutical ingredients. Even India, a major generic drug producer, relies on China for 70% of its raw materials. Trump's tariff threats aim to bring drug production back to the US. But for generic drugs, where margins are razor thin, tariffs could ironically worsen shortages and skyrocket prices for patients. This isn't just about trade, it's about life and death. Because when a single drug goes into shortage, for some, the consequences are disastrous.